Hey guys, I'm 13 here, doing a life update. It is December the 9th, and yeah, I'm going back to the hospital. Gonna go get some more testing done. But like the last time I was at the hospital, they pretty much just said, yeah, we don't know what it is, so goodbye. They're like, but they tested for most of the major things it could be. They did a blood test for cancer, because you can look for, I think she said cancer marks. Yeah, I think it's like cancer marks in the blood, things that would indicate that a person might have cancer, because it could change their blood chemistry or whatever. But just because your blood is clean doesn't mean that you're clean. You know, like if you have a really localized tumor somewhere, it's not going to change it might not necessarily change your whole blood chemistry, right? So yeah, I'm gonna go, but my throat's been bothering me on and off since about the time this started. No, that's not true. I think my mouth was numb for about a month or so, and then my throat started bothering me. But it comes and goes, and it's kind of, yeah. And I got a message from one YouTuber, just one. Like, I'm actually talking to a few different people. There's a few different people with like medical background that are discussing this with me on YouTube. And then I had one person, just one individual, saying, I think it's esophageal. It could be esophageal cancer, which is like the lining of the throat. And I've had problems with my throat recently, so I'm like, fuck. Just one guy says it too. Like there's other people that are saying it might be this cancer or that cancer, and there's a few people saying it might be this or it might be that. But just one guy writes me that one message, and it's kind of like cryptic because it's just the one. And he's like, I think it's, and boom, and he says something different than everyone else, and I'm like, So anyways, yeah, let's go to the hospital and say I want to see because I think the person I was seeing before was like a nerve specialist. So I'm gonna go and ask for a throat specialist today. So far my day's been horrible. I've been actually arguing with my wife a lot less. We've been doing really well lately, just because I do so fucking much that she has no excuse to complain. But she's so fucking amazing that she'll actually complain about the fact that I do so much. What I mean by that? Like today, for example, she goes, the only reason you steal all my responsibilities and help, our son do everything is because you want to have an excuse so that you can go play video games. So let's recap. She's complaining about the fact that I do everything, that I do everything in the house. Because then if I do everything, then when I have free time, when I'm finished doing everything, and I've got free time, I can go and play video games. So that's her complaint. Holy fuck. I'm not going to say that. Yeah, fuck. Holy cow. But mind you, the argument this morning was me. I started it. It's just my own fucking fault for getting angry with her. Why did I get angry with her? Because every morning, this is what happens. I wake up. Usually I wake up like an hour or so before she does. She goes to bed earlier than me and wakes up later than me. And then she naps for 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon as well. So on average, yeah, this is true. On average, in one day, she sleeps roughly 4 to 5 hours more than me. So then what? Yeah, so I wake up. This is what I do. This is a normal morning. I wake up about an hour before her. I put all the dishes away that I washed the night before. I feed the dogs. I get my son's milk ready. Like he doesn't need to eat breakfast because he gets breakfast at school. He goes to daycare just in the mornings. So, but he'll drink milk in the morning. So I prepare it. So I do the milk, dishes, feed the dogs. Then I go up. Depending on how much time I have. Sometimes I'll do it all first, or sometimes I'll go up and wake them up and then come down and do some or whatever. So at some point I wake them up, and then she should help him get dressed. And that's the only thing she needs to do in the morning. Help him get dressed, because you got to talk with him and stuff, and you got to sit there. It's not hard to do, but it takes a little time, and she's already sitting there on the bed anyway, so with him. But she's so amazingly awesome that sometimes she won't do that either. She'll be like, oh, I'm tired, you help him. And she'll just lie there. So I've got to so on those days, I've got to sit there, waste 10 minutes in the room, talking with him and trying to get him happy because he just woke up, and then getting him dressed for like 10-15 minutes. And then Once I get them, yeah, and then I still have to like feed the dogs, do the dishes, put the thing away. Then I have to put him in the car, drive him to daycare, talk to the teachers, see him in. Then I go and buy breakfast for myself and her, and then I let the dogs out in the park, and then I walk them for a bit, and then I go home. And then by that time, maybe she's like out of fucking bed. Okay, and it's you know. But I'd say about 60% of the time she will get him dressed in the mornings. That's her responsibility, and most of the time she does it. But the other 40% of the time, it really pisses me off. It's like, I've got literally 7 or 8 things to do this morning in the next hour and a half. I got 7 or 8 things to do. You've got one. Just one thing that you have to do, and that's help him get dressed. Other than that, what? Like, get up, wash your face? Like, that. Those don't count. So... yeah, so this morning, the same kind of thing. I go in there. I woke up late this morning was what happened. That was kind of like the problem. I slept an hour longer than I normally do. So then I go in, and I say, and she doesn't, of course, she's still fucking sleeping. She has an alarm clock, but she just ignores it because she waits for me to come in and physically wake them, because why the fuck would she be able to do something on her own? So I go in, so I wake up late. I don't I also spend the morning checking messages and stuff, like YouTube messages and stuff. I don't play in the morning because it's too busy and I don't have time, but I do, like, if I wake up and I do dishes and stuff, and there's like 10-15 more minutes before they wake up, I'll go and check messages and stuff, which is more of a responsibility than like a pleasure of playing or anything. So this morning I woke up late, so I didn't do anything. I just went straight to her room, and I said, "Oh, we slept in," and we slept in, and then just wake up, and then she just lies there. She just lies there. And I'm like, okay, well, he's gonna be late for school, and they specifically told us not to be late recently because they're preparing for the Christmas show, and every morning they practice for the Christmas show, and they don't want kids coming late. So just, and then she just fucking lies. She's just lying there and going, yeah, okay. And she's like, well, why didn't you come in earlier to wake us? I'm like, well, I slept late. I just woke up myself. And she's like, well, I'm buchinchu. I'm not, that means like my head's not clear. But meanwhile, she, her last job, she had to wake up at 5 in the morning, and she did it every day. It didn't matter if she went to bed at midnight. She'd still wake up at 5 in the morning, jump out of bed, get ready, and go to work. But now that she doesn't have a job, she somehow, my head's not clear. It takes me like 20 minutes just to sit up. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? So I've got a lot of shit to do, and then I'm like, yeah, and then I just said to her, I'm like, you only got one fucking thing to do in the morning. That's it, you fucking lazy cow. And evidently she took offense to that. So that was how my morning started. And then she's talking about like totally fucking irrelevant things, because she can't focus on the actual the topic at hand is the mornings and her. She's just like, well, you played video games last night. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with me? I do everything in the morning. Every fucking thing. You just put on his fucking clothes. That's it. That's fucking it. And that's only some of the fucking time. And what the fuck does me last night playing fucking video games? Like, she just fucking... She doesn't... Anyways. I'm at the hospital. I went by it just so I could finish talking. I'm heading back to it now, so... I'm gonna stop this video. Yeah, so I'm just leaving the hospital now. Spent fucking 3 hours in there. Just waiting, It took me like, I don't know, 2.5 hours to see the doctor, and then when I saw the doctor, his computer's not working, so he's like rebooting it like for every patient, and then he's having difficulties, and then he needs to print out some forms for me, but he couldn't print them out because his computer's not working, so he told me to go wait until he could print them, so then I waited for another half an hour just to get the papers. Yeah, so I saw a nose, ear, throat doctor, and he actually looked in my mouth, which is a fucking first. The first person I saw was a dentist, and the dentist, he didn't even look in my mouth. All he did was x-ray me and say that there was nothing that should be causing the nerves damage from the x-ray, but he didn't even look in my mouth. And then I went and saw like a nerve specialist, and again, they didn't even look in my mouth. They just did they gave me a brain scan and then did a blood test for cancer and for other diseases and like syphilis and stuff. diabetes. They tested me for those kind of things. And then what? Actually, where am I going? I want to return a movie first, so I'm going to go the other way, make a U-turn. Yeah, so the second, what am I talking about? Second doctor, yeah, they did blood tests and stuff. But that doctor, again, didn't look in my mouth. And the funny thing is, the entire problem, the reason why I'm going to these doctors is because there's a problem with the inside of my mouth. It's just like my lower lip and down to my chin and now it's my upper lip, like up to my nose. On the inside of my mouth only is numb. There's no feeling on the inside of my mouth, and it's spreading. So here I am, going to the doctors like 4 or 5 times because there's a problem with the inside of my mouth, and not one of the doctors, not once, looks inside my mouth. I'm honking because they have a turning light, and there's a car that wants to turn, but there's 2 cars parked directly in front of them that aren't moving. And the piece of shit inside the car that wants to turn is too fucking cowardly to honk. I see this all the fucking time in Taiwan. You get 3 lanes, okay? The right lane is a turning lane only. It means you cannot go straight in that lane. It's illegal. You can get ticketed. The right lane is a turning lane only. You get cars lined up in this turning lane only, wanting to turn. And then you get a car sitting at the front when the turning light comes on that just sits there and doesn't move because he doesn't want to turn, he wants to go straight. And what he's doing is, there was a lot of cars already lined up to go straight, so he just cut in line by going into the turning lane. But like, it's just amazingly how cowardly Asian people are. And there's no way to say that without not sounding racist, but what am I going to say? It's like you see it you see people in a lineup somewhere at the bank, and someone just walks to the front of the line, cuts in, just pushes his way in. No one says anything. Like, the clerk doesn't say anything. The clerk works there. They see this person cutting in line. They could say something. No, they don't. No one says anything. It's like Taiwan is paradise for bullies, which is why I like it, because I just fucking cut all the time. No, just kidding. But yeah, that was like a little minor Taiwan rant there. It's like my biggest example of that was of how cowardly the people are. I was riding with a group of motorcycles. There was about 40 of us. It was a huge group of motorcycles. One of the motorcycles, we're all turning left somewhere, so we're all kind of like, there's 40 of us. We're all doing this big parade through the intersection, and then one guy we get back. This is like traffic or something. The bikes get backlogged out, and then we have bikes like all the way kind of out into the intersection, and we're stuck. We can't move because there's traffic. And then a truck that wants to go straight across can't because our bikes are blocking him. So what he does is he drives right up to the bike and starts purposely, slowly, kind of creeps up, and then starts to push the bike over. And we're talking about like a 1,000cc race bike. We're talking about a $15,000 motorcycle, and some guy in his piece of shit blue work truck starts pushing the motorcycle over. So here you have one guy alone in a blue truck like this, pushing over a $15,000 bike, scratching it up, got the guy's leg chopped up against his bike, and he's pushing it over on purpose just because we're blocking his way, and we're not purposely doing it. We just, we're going, and then we got stuck in the middle of the traffic or whatever. And he starts he just decides to start pushing the guy's bike over. So there's one of him in a truck, and there's 40 of us. And what do we do? Absolutely nothing, of course, because it's Asia, and you can do those kind of things. You can go up to a biker club group of 40 bikers and start to push one of the guys' bikes over with your car for the fun of it, and not worry, because they're not going to do anything. I was ready and willing. I started yelling at the guy and shit, and then and no one even yelled at him. No one, except for the guy getting his bike pushed over. He yelled a bit. It'd be pretty amazing if he just sat there, and was just like, "Oh, sorry, is my bike in your way? Sorry." No, he was yelling. Yeah, so it's just a little minor rant. Back on topic. Yeah, so I don't know. So I went to the doctor today, the throat specialist. He actually looked at my mouth, I told him to look for cancer. He didn't really seem to. He didn't look very long. Because if you're looking for cancer, you should like really like inspect the inside of the mouth. He didn't. He did look down my throat, use like a mirror and stuff, and he says that it looks like I have he says it looks like I have like heartburn. And what heartburn is like stomach acids that get pushed up into your throat and burn the inside of your throat or something. So, and I'm like, are you sure? Because I don't think I have that, because I don't get, I get chest pain sometimes, but not much. And I've had them like 2 or 3 times in the last couple of months, and but I guess that's enough to do damage, right? So yeah, he thinks it's like that. But I'm like, how the fuck would that cause my lips to go numb? And, you know, like, it doesn't make sense. But, no, actually, he thought the lips going numb was not because of that. He thought the lips going numb is allergy. He thinks it's a food allergy. So he took some blood, and he's sending the blood away to get tested for allergies. And a few people have said it should be allergy-related. But there's nothing new that I've been eating or nothing different that I've been doing. So I don't know why it would be a food allergy. I rented the movie Salt. I'm going to return it. It's a good movie. Good movie. I didn't like... They said that originally the movie was supposed to have a male as the lead actor and not a female action hero. And they said, oh, you know, but they liked it better as a female. And I'm like, bullshit. I personally would have liked... See, this is where you drop the fucking movies if they're not, you know, before the door opens. But that's a fucking Blu-ray that would cost $30, $40. And I'm just dropping it into a box. You know, if somebody comes along, they can just stick their hand in and pull it back out. And then I get charged $40 for the Blu-ray. But, yeah, but again, somebody asked me, like, I mentioned in one of my videos, I said that there's very little crime here. And they said, oh, is it because the people are so honorable, you know, that they won't commit crimes? And I'm like, no, it's because they're so cowardly that they don't have the balls to do anything. You know? Because so many times I've been in stores. I've been in stores and there's like no one there. It's like you could just take anything you wanted and walk out, but no one does. No one. You got to trust me on it. They would if they thought they could get away with it. They're just scared because they do so many other like. Anyways, a lot of ranting in this video. Okay, so yeah, so that's where I am now. I gave blood. They're gonna test for allergies, and then I'm supposed to go back tomorrow, and they're gonna stick a telescope down my throat. I'm not supposed to eat for 8 hours before that, and I'm going in at 11 o'clock in the frickin' morning, so that means no breakfast for me. So that means tomorrow morning I'm gonna be like getting my sundress, feeding the dogs, walking the dogs, buying breakfast for my wife, but not for myself, and then doing all this shit, and then going home, and then you know, maybe relaxing for a little bit where my wife stares at me like I'm a piece of shit because I'm actually fucking relaxing, and then going back to the hospital for more fucking checks. Yay. And it's my birthday in a couple days.